To me, one of the great gifts of mindfulness is that it stops me from building snowballs in my mind. I think you probably all know what that means. It's where you take a thought such as something you're worried about or something that's coming up, and you build it up and up and up and up in your head. You exaggerate it, you create a big drama around it, and eventually it's as though, as it accumulates, it's as though you're standing, say, at the foot of a hill, and you can see a big, big, big snowball that's even bigger than you hurtling towards you. And that's because you built it up just through your thinking. Now, what we need really is ways of interrupting that process before the snowball gets too big. What I tend to do is to use a phrase like "not happening now" to interrupt that line of thoughts and to get me back to the present moment where I just deal with reality. And I say "not happening now" because when I'm obsessing about something, it's always from the past or the future, but it's not happening now. Another way to uh, get some perspective on it is to ask yourself three questions. The first question is, what do I fear will happen? This is when it's about the future that you're snowballing. What do I fear will happen? The second is, what do I hope will happen? And the third is, what do I expect will happen? Now the answer to that third option is always less dramatic than the answer to what do I fear will happen, and probably less unrealistic than what do I hope will happen. It's more doable, what I expect will happen, and that makes everything easier. To be able to do all this, you have to notice what's going on in your head with your thoughts. And that's why practicing simple things like coming back to awareness of your breath whenever you find you've wandered off in your mind, or coming back to awareness, say, of sounds around you when you find you've wandered off, is so helpful, because it does mean that when you're tempted to start building that snowball, then you realize it, you notice it, and you easily step out into the present moment by asking those questions, or by saying "not happening now," or just by paying attention to what's going on. So save the snowballs for the real thing and not for what's going on in your head.